To see the fully uncut version of this video, head over to patreon.com/Jonjo Lyons.
What's that like to live deliciously? Chaos reigns.
Please don't scream.
Nah, Sid, don't you blame the movies. Movies don't create psychos. Movies make psychos more creative.
What's happening? My name is Jonjo Lyons, and today I'm here to present to you my review for Grave Mistake. Written and directed by Sean Darlin, Grave Mistake stars all of these. A young boy, Alex, goes on a journey to find his lost mother during an attack by zombies on his hometown. Hey you lot, I'm back on the channel with yet another terrible film to shove deep down into your throat like some soaked sock as your mum beats you from behind screaming, "I am the captain now!" I'm not judging. This week we'll be taking a look at a film that was first brought to my attention by channel mainstay Stux on one of our many Discord movie nights. So, thanks for that, mate. We all found it hilariously entertaining from start to finish for good and bad reasons, and when we were done I told Stux to immediately send it to me for a future review, and here we are. Basically what we got here is your standard zombie movie with an eclectic cast of characters and some fantastic kills. What makes those kills so fantastic though is how unique they are. You'll see. You're gonna love it. But before we get into all of that, I just want to remind you, you can see this video completely uncut and early at patreon.com/Jonjo Lyons for as little as $3 a month. That's it. Want to see the uncut videos, gain access to the Discord, and also get your hands on all of that Patreon exclusive goodness? Head over there now. Also, as you may know, we're currently crowdfunding for the finishing funds of my short film, Better Anything. We've got 16 days left with 41% of the target already covered, so please go over there now and donate anything big or small to help us reach that finish line. You can find the link in the pinned comment and description below. Thank you. But anyway, I'm in the mood to see some excellent face acting, so let's not waste any more time. Get ready to be unable to decide if these kills are amazing or utter dog shit. This is Grave Mistake. The movie begins with this fella Carl having a drink and dumping chemicals on the grave of his wife, or ex-wife I guess, while mocking her.
Don't hit him. Stop it. You're hurting him. I'll beat his ass black and blue, you stupid one-tit whore.
He drives away as poorly Compton's steam starts to rise from the grave. Cut to the opening credits as we see this man run back to his truck and show his wife a whittle scratch. They're then attacked by a zombie, but the man manages to drive away. Cut to this little homie selling cigarettes in a skate park, and then to the buyer Alex arriving home and stashing the smokes before heading inside. Cut to the feet of the chemical dumper who turns out to be Alex's stepfather. Alex enters, inadvertently waking Carl up and unfortunately catching the belt. His stepdad also calls him this,
Hey, little sperm burp.
which is pretty funny. Oh, Jesus! Not funny, not funny! The boy calls out for his mum, but Carl says she's taking a nap and she can't help him now before giving him another whack. Good lord, this kid's screams really cut right through you, don't they? What a way to start your horror comedy. After that lovely scene, we cut to a garage where this guy Mike is trying to fix up a car with his colleague Phil.
I brought frosting and fruit ring sandwiches today. You want one?
Mike then tells Phil to take a lunch break. And yes, the actor that plays Phil really went with that voice for this character. It's been a while since I last saw this, so I can't actually remember Phil's ultimate fate, but I hope it's painful. And soon. Mike takes a seat in his office and looks at a newspaper clipping about a soldier killing his own men that totally isn't just printed out on a pristine piece of paper. We then flash back to Mike on a training exercise as he sets a trap. Back in the present day, he looks at his gun and the poorly comped-in bullet inside. Spoiler alert, I'm going to be saying poorly comped a few times in this review, one example of which is atrocious, so look forward to that. We again flash back to the past to see these soldiers walking, then to the present for more wobbly bullets, then to the past again as Mike's eyes go wide. Then wobbly bullets, soldiers walking, wobbly bullets, Mike shouts no, wobbly bullets, the soldier steps on a tripwire, wobbly bullets, and a explosion. That's where Mike is thankfully startled out of this mental flashback scene by this woman Monica and her son Woody. He pockets the gun and heads out to say hi when we cut to Phil chilling in his car pretending to write. Ugh, you movie. Literally no need for that shot. He then starts reading out the latest research in undead studies, which in this universe is apparently a thing. They seem to have discovered the undead can communicate with each other telepathically.
Oh man, this is gonna make a great volume 2 of my Undead Survivalist Manual.
Oh, so he wrote that, with all those long words. I call bullshit. I'm surprised the can make a sandwich. He then sees his lunch break is over and runs back to work as we cut to the Middle Ages. What? Here, these two knights begin to battle it out when this fella, Norman, gets the upper hand. He gives his Mrs. Lillian a kiss and they decide to get out of here, head into their car. Wait, this is in present day. So this is just some mini Renaissance fair in the middle of the desert. What the f is going on? The fair maiden then says she needs to call her mum and we cut to Monica and Woody.
Well, what do I get? How about this? I have one and it's terrible net.
Stop making that noise! Right, you little I'm gonna get Carl down here and he's gonna you up. Woody is a real piece of shit, threatening his mother with reports of abuse, and I just cannot wait to see his face get eaten right the off his head. Cut to Mike getting digital steam in the face, which shocks Monica, but he just says he's steam cleaning her engine and it's on the house. Alex then arrives at the garage asking where Phil is. Mike sees Alex's black eye and asks if Carl did it, but Alex lies and says he fell off his bike. Phil and Alex then go to look at something Lispy developmentally disabled got, while Woody goes to hang out outside as Monica and Mike are left alone to make sex eyes at each other. Outside, Phil and Alex are looking at a zombie magazine when Woody approaches and continues to be a
Your dad give you that?
Yeah, so what?
Consider yourself lucky.
What?
At least your dad cares enough to touch you.
Uh-oh. Red flag. Moving on. We then see volume 1 of Phil's zombie book is in the magazine and we find out he knows everything in the world about the undead. Mike calls them back in as there's something weird on the news and they head inside to see.
That there is a riot of some kind going on in the city. People are reportedly violently attacking other people. Word has it that it all started in a small neighborhood and has spread to most parts of the city. We go now to Tom Nicotero with more on that developing story.
That wig is amazing. Also, Nicotero, don't do that movie. The reporter tells of people attacking and eating each other in town, then we see a ribs commercial that everyone apparently just watches in silence. Mike says they should all stay at the garage to be safe, and of course Woody is a whingy little piss pants about it. Phil says it might be zombies, but Mike quickly dismisses that and we cut to a mooing bush. And then to this fella drink driving with his daughter. Daughter drops the liquor, so her dad stops to retrieve it when they're approached by a perfect line of zombies. Dad sees more coming up from the rear, so tries to get the car going, but suddenly the engine doesn't work. He finally manages to start it and takes off, crushing a zombie head in the process. They get home and Dad tells daughter to get the dogs before telling his wife about the zombies and going for his gun. Cut to daughter when she's approached by the horde and starts f***ing their shit up before doing this. Anyway, the zombie pulls himself toward the poor girl and we cut back to Dad. Mum asks where daughter is, then cusses out Dad for sending her after the dogs. He says she can protect herself when the zombies break in, daughter zombie leading the way. We then cut outside as screams and gunshots fill the air. Back with Norman and his lady friend, she says her mother hates him and he replies she's really gonna hate him now before pulling over. Lillian is confused as to why, but he tells her to trust him and they get out. Norman then gets down on one knee and proposes.
And the stars were smiling down upon my humble soul.
Norman, you might want to worry about those people back there, mate.
What?
Will you marry me?
Yes!
Norman, they look very hungry and very dead. Well, Norman grabs his sword and dispatches the zombies before swearing to avenge his fallen loved one.
I must avenge thee!
Cut to Carl turning up at the garage and demanding to know where Alex is. It looks like it might kick off between them, but Mike out and Carl goes on his way. Monica then pops back in to check on her car, with the two sharing a cute moment. That's when another news report starts and we are once again blessed with that terrible wig. It seems they've tracked down the source of the outbreak as the chemicals Cole dumped earlier, and when he hears this, we get some absolutely wonderful face acting.
It appears that a group of vandals, or perhaps even terrorists, had dumped a highly toxic substance into the graveyard at this gravesite. Now, we've just been informed that this outbreak is...
That's when Mr. Nicotero is attacked and the hurricane alarm goes off. Phil quickly closes the shutters, and again it looks like it's about to kick off between Mike and Cole.
What you gonna do, Mike? Blow us all up like you did all them boys in the war? Wasn't total loss, though. One of them was...
No! Mom!
Well, surprise, surprise, Cole's a racist and Mike can't aim for sh**. Phil then gives everyone a pep talk about how much trouble they're in as outside the streets begin to fill with zombies. Phil then says they gotta board up the windows and doors, get weapons, and destroy the brains. Mike still doesn't quite believe zombies are taking over the town and says they should get to the armory, then figure out what's going on. Phil then reminds him he wrote the book and knows exactly how to handle this situation. Now those were some gore effects there. Jesus Christ. They look like they were animated with clip art. Absolutely horrendous. But still, quite clever if you haven't got the money to do it practically, I guess. And at least it looked better than those bullets. Now fully a believer, Mike and Woody pick up Monica and they decide to head to Phil's van and get the out of there. Unfortunately, there are zombies in the way, so Mike volunteers to clear them out. During this, Monica wakes up and they realize Phil still has the van keys. Mike says he can hotwire it and then gets ready to make his dash.
Excuse me.
Anyway, Mike makes a run for it, taking zombies out and manages to get the van running. He pulls up to the door and the others get in when one of the undead grabs onto Woody as they drive away. They try to shake him off, but it's no use and the zombie bites into Woody's leg. Alex then beats the zombie off with a book and closes the trunk. Luckily for us, that means Woody is now infected and he turns super quick before attacking Alex. Mike then pulls his gun and blows the little bastard away. Whoa, holy sh**! Pulp Fiction style. Nice. Of course, Monica starts whinging about this like they had a choice, so Cole clumps her before catching a gun butt to the nose. Monica continues to cry and Cole continues to mouth off, getting stung by Mike again. Cut to some time later as Monica seems to have gotten over the death of her son and holds hands with Mike. Alex asks how far to the armory and Mike says not too long when unfortunately for them they run out of gas. They decide to hoof it the rest of the way, grabbing weapons and stepping out. We then get another fight scene featuring a pretty inventive death by umbrella. They make it through the horde and manage to find refuge in a nearby store. Mike secures the doors and the group head into the aisles looking for some better weaponry. Well, some of them do. Hey Monica, your kid just died. I know he was a but it was like 10 minutes ago. Right. Okay. Moving on. With everyone loaded up, Mike says they should stay where they are, but Monica wants to go kick some ass. Mike convinces her to rest up and they go to check the doors as this giant sun sets. Cut to Mike teaching Alex how to break someone's arm.
Wow. I can't wait to show my mom.
What a way to remember your mum's dead. Or sleeping. In fact, why isn't this kid asking more questions about that? Mike then gives the boy this tool which I'm sure will come in handy before the movie ends. He then gets up to piss, allowing Mike to catch up with Monica, who's now apparently upset about a dead kid again. They then move on to Mike's past as he tells Monica he was a Navy SEAL.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Monica, I can't tell if you're trying to be sarcastic or if that's a genuine reaction. Anyway, Mike tells the story about him killing his old team by accident. Monica comforts him, and just as they're about to get to the hardcore love scene, they're interrupted by the now sleeping Carl. They laugh as we cut to Alex taking a piss. He thinks he hears something, so goes to investigate when we meet George, who's been taking a shit for the last hour. Alex clues him in on the zombie apocalypse, then takes him to meet the others, and he joins the team. He then meets Carl.
Out of my way, boy.
What the f*** did he just say?
Let it go. He's not worth your time.
I really, truly cannot wait for this to die. I'd take 10 hours with Lispy over this bullshit. Anyway, everyone gets ready and Alex goes to get Carl as they prepare to move. Cut to Alex looking for his stepdad when Carl attacks. Luckily, the boy is saved when Carl is all grabbed up by this purple fella.
You try another stunt like that, it'll be your brains on that wall.
Just shoot him already, Mike! They finally get moving, making a run for it as behind them the zombies give chase. We then get another amazing fight scene as Mike John Wicks these boys, Alex chops up another couple and Monica gets her head trimmer stuck in the first zombie she uses it on. Mike tells her to leave it and they on out of there at a surprisingly slow pace. They decide to take refuge in this building where inside they meet our night friend from earlier. There's also this married couple, but I'm sure they're gonna die soon, so don't worry about their names. The knight explains his car or carriage is outside as his husband's, but they're waiting for a chance to go get them. They agree to try and find a safe way out when suddenly a bunch of zombies come down the hall. The knight tells them to run and says he'll hold the zombies off when Carl somehow gets stuck.
Hang on, I'm coming.
No! Mike, help me!
That mother...
Good lord, just leave him to die! George still saves him as the zombies break through the front door and wife gets her fingers bitten off. Husband then gets ripped apart and I knew I was right for not bothering to learn these names. George then calls over the knight and they head upstairs. They find this locked door which the knight tries and fails to open with his sword. He then goes to help George hold off the horde when Mike is able to get it open. And that's when our beloved George, who we've only known for a fraction longer than the married couple, has his back opened up. Damn, that's not bad. Nice and juicy. Well done, movie. The knight takes the zombies on once again as the others leave and shut themselves up in this room. They discuss trying to save wife by cutting her arm off, but without the machete or the saw, they're unable to. And that's when, and get this, that's when Carl suggests that they use the door to cut it off. The door. And I know it's Carl saying this, but Mike agrees! So they take her over to the door and give it a go.
Yeah, hit her harder!
Jesus Christ, a butter knife would be less painful.
It's not working!
Yeah, Monica, because it's a door! Honestly bonkers. I believe the umbrella killed more than that. They zip tie up the wife's wound when she faints and after another slur, Mike socks Carl. Knight then reappears and tells the others to follow him. They go back down the exact same set of stairs to the front door and spot the car. Knight volunteers to go get it and we're about to be treated to yet another scene of zombie carnage when he drops his sword and gets carried away. Carl then volunteers, which the others are shocked by, but he says he just wants to do his part. Anyway, he cracks on laughing like a maniac and is easily able to get to the vehicle. He of course tries to leave them when the car is blocked by the now zombified George. Carl tries to get the engine running again, but George has other ideas. Ah, finally! Rest in piss, Carl, you cheese-dipped donkey. The survivors run back inside when Mike gives Alex his gun before going back outside for some reason. Monica then gives Alex a hug and tries to tell him it's all gonna be okay. That's when Alex tells her a joke.
Why didn't the zombie cross the road?
Why didn't he?
Because he didn't have the guts.
Wife finally wakes up all zombied out, so Alex beats her in the face with a computer monitor that sparks even though it's not plugged in. They then try to find Mike when Alex spots this zombie breastfeeding. Nice. Mike then returns and tells them the car is right outside, only problem is he got himself infected like a d***head. He tells them to go, but Monica refuses, saying she loves him. They then go in for kisses.
Mike, no!
Poor Monica. She died as she lived, being a whore. Mike then goes after Alex but gets his head hollowed out for his troubles. Cut to Alex escaping the horde with ease and spotting the car, which is sitting in the exact same place it was last time, so what Mike did when he was outside is anyone's guess. Alex decides that noise and instead runs off as we cut to him wandering around in the morning. He leaves the ruined city behind him and passes whatever the this is on the way home. Alex finally arrives, having not encountered a single zombie on the way, when he comes across this zombie dog? Pig? It sounds like a dog, but looks like a pig. Like your mum. He runs and makes it inside, where he finds his mum looking all kinds of f***ed up. So he does something I wish I could have done when I was his age. The pig dog then comes up behind the boy and he pulls the trigger, realizing he's out of bullets. Even though he only shot 3 bullets and Mike said there were 4. He was very specific about that. 1 in the wall next to Mike, 1 hollowing Mike's face out, and then 1 in his mum's mush. That's 3 bullets. Where's the 4th? The creature is about to attack when Alex is saved by the knight. The knight then says, let's get out of here, and they face the horde as the film comes to an end. The end! Well, this might actually be one of my favourite films I've ever covered for the channel, but that's kind of like looking at several piles of dog shit and picking your favourite. So, not much of a compliment. Grave Mistake is a hugely ambitious first feature from filmmaker Sean Darling that I can't help but be entertained by. It follows the formula of your typical zombie flick but has the added feature of pretty terrible performances and in some cases absolutely ridiculous editing. All that and those kills, but we'll get to that. The story is simple enough, with a bunch of survivors getting together and trying to get through the zombie apocalypse with all their limbs intact. We do get some random late additions to the cast, with George and the married couple only to have them killed off moments later, and it's a shame we never actually reached the armory they were heading to, but other than that, it's pretty standard fare. I do wish the Kung Fu daughter and her pa could have joined the main cast, and Phil, as annoying as he was, should have survived longer, but other than that, there's not a hell of a lot to complain about story-wise. Onto the characters, and while I did want Phil to last longer in retrospect, he was super annoying. As was the kid who got Pulp Fictioned, and of course that arsehole Carl, who I don't think I did justice in the breakdown, showing just how maniacal his face acting was. Monica was also pretty loopy in a way that I appreciated. Other than those few, everyone was fine for the quality of film we're talking about. You can see they're all trying their best and probably had a lot of fun making the film, so good for them. Next is the gore, and good lord, what the is going on here? Looking at the director's YouTube channel, I saw he's an animator, so it makes sense he used that skill to go hard with the gore, but it does not look good. Yes, it means we get to see Phil ripped in half, multiple head explosions, and Monica getting her face bitten off, but it looks pretty terrible. George's ripped open back looked good, even though it was just a spine plate under his shirt, and Cole's ripped off head wasn't bad either. Again, I totally get why this choice was made, but on first viewing, I was truly lost for words. Presentation-wise, again, the film suffers from the low budget, weird RE5 filter, and those Compton bullets. What the f was going on there? Also, I'm only just now remembering there was a Compton license plate at some point. Why? Other than that, the editing and sound is mostly fine, apart from a few glaring moments. For a first-time feature, I've seen a lot worse. All in all, Grave Mistake is kind of a mess, but also not bad for a first-time director. It's fun, silly, and has kills that need to be seen to be believed. Honestly, we had so much fun watching it, I would highly recommend this as a party watch with friends. I genuinely can't wait to see more of this director's work in the future, just as long as it doesn't include Phil or Carl. Twats. So that was my review for Grave Mistake. What do you lot think? I know it's bad, but you honestly can't say that this film isn't thoroughly entertaining. When all the patrons watched it on the Discord movie night, we had a blast, and as much as I want to dog it for every other aspect, especially the characters, I had a really good time. And the gore, good lord, terrible CGI mixed with practical effects was certainly a choice. Speaking of which, if you want to see Monica get her DSLs ripped off completely uncut and early, head over to patreon.com/Jonjo Lyons. There you can find the uncut version of this review, plus others with more stuff being added all the time. We got the uncut reviews, Patreon exclusive reviews, / comic breakdowns, and the Discord. And all that can be yours for as little as $3 a month. You can pledge more, I really appreciate it, but instead go over to the Indiegogo campaign and donate anything you can, big or small, to help us finish our film better anything. We need to get to at least 60% to have a fighting chance, and we're only like 19% away from that, so please, help us get over that finish line today. There's loads of amazing perks too, so please take the time to click the link in the description or pin comment below and check it out for yourself. Once again, thank you all so much for your support, and I really cannot wait for you to see the finished film. So that's it for another week. Like the video, leave a comment, and click subscribe if you haven't already. My name's Jonjo Lyons, and why did the daughter chick know Kung Fu? Why would you introduce a character with such an interesting quirk and then kill him off straight away? Why won't the actress return my calls? All I wanted her to do was karate kick me in the dick and step on my neck after stepping in dog shit while I beat my meat and sing ba-da-ba-ba-ba, I'm loving it, over and over again. Is that too much to ask? See you next time.